Have you ever found yourself wondering, what is my true purpose? Or why do I feel stuck despite having everything I thought I wanted? Perhaps you've set goals before but gave up halfway, thinking, was this even worth it? These are the questions that almost everyone faces at some point in life. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what would my life look like if I actually stayed focused on a meaningful goal? Think about this for a moment. Imagine someone planting a seed but never watering it. They keep switching to different seeds, hoping one will magically grow on its own. This is exactly how we treat our goals when we lack clarity and commitment. But what if we learn to nurture our ambitions with the same care a gardener gives their plants? Now let's take a simple example from daily life. Picture yourself in a kitchen, preparing a dish. You have all the ingredients, but without a clear recipe, everything ends up a mess. The same goes for life. If you don't have a plan or purpose, it's easy to get lost in the chaos. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, your space for insights that simplify the complexities of life. If you've ever asked yourself these questions or felt the frustration of not achieving your dreams, you're in the right place. Before we dive deeper, we need your support to keep sharing transformative ideas. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel to help us grow and continue delivering valuable content. Setting goals might seem simple, but the truth is, it's a transformative journey, one that starts with understanding the why behind your actions. Goals are not just about achieving something. They're about creating a life filled with purpose and meaning. Buddhism teaches us the importance of intention, which is the foundation of every goal. An intention aligned with compassion, clarity, and mindfulness has the power to shape your destiny. In this video, we'll explore how setting clear, actionable goals can change your life. We'll look at insights from Buddhist teachings and simple steps to help you create a path toward your dream life. Whether you're seeking personal growth, better relationships, or professional success, this journey begins here, with a decision to take that first step. Let's dive in and uncover the secrets to igniting the flame of purpose within you. The power of clarity. Define your vision. When you're standing at the edge of a forest, looking at all the trees, it can seem impossible to choose which path to take. Every way looks different, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But what if you had a map? A clear path drawn out for you, showing the best route to your destination. With that map, the journey would feel much easier and more purposeful, right? The same goes for life. Without clarity, we wander aimlessly, unsure of what we want or how to get there. This confusion can make us feel stuck, unmotivated, and lost. But when we have a clear vision, like that map in the forest, everything changes. We begin to move with purpose, guided by the destination in our mind. Having clarity is the first step in achieving any goal, and without it, no goal can be reached with true fulfillment. Buddhism teaches us that one of the keys to enlightenment is understanding the Four Noble Truths, which highlight the importance of recognizing the nature of suffering and the path to its cessation. In this context, clarity is essential. Without understanding where we're coming from and where we want to go, we're like a traveler without a compass. We may find ourselves lost in the woods, feeling confused and overwhelmed by the choices in front of us. The first step is simple. Define your vision. You must ask yourself, what is it that I truly want in my life? What do you want to create, become, or experience? This isn't just about setting superficial goals, like making more money or achieving status. It's about getting deep and clear on what truly resonates with your heart. Ask yourself, what kind of life would bring me peace? What would make me feel truly fulfilled? This level of clarity requires you to tune in to your inner self and listen to your deeper desires. Imagine if your goals were rooted in your true purpose, not in external expectations. What would your life look like then? You would be acting with intent, moving through each day with a clear sense of direction. That clarity is your guiding light, helping you make decisions and take actions that align with your highest self. Take a moment to reflect on your current goals. Are they clear? Do they bring you a sense of purpose and joy? Or are they influenced by the expectations of others, society, or fleeting desires? If you're not sure, that's okay. The process of discovering your vision is just that, a process. It takes time, patience, and introspection. The clarity you seek won't appear overnight, but if you start by being honest with yourself about what you truly want, it will gradually come into focus. In Buddhism, we are taught to practice mindfulness, paying full attention to our thoughts, actions, and emotions without judgment. This mindfulness is crucial when defining your vision. The clearer you become about your desires, the more you'll notice when your actions are aligned with those desires, and when they are not. Mindfulness helps us stay aware of our true motivations and guides us back to our path whenever we start to stray. Another key concept in Buddhism is the idea of the middle way. It's the balance between extreme indulgence and extreme denial. When defining your vision, the middle way can guide you to set realistic goals that are achievable without overwhelming yourself or getting distracted by temporary pleasures. It's about finding a balance between ambition and contentment, between striving for success and appreciating the present moment. Your vision doesn't need to be grand or complex. It can be as simple as living a life of kindness, seeking peace, or pursuing something you love with dedication. The clarity comes from being honest about what you want and understanding why it matters to you. Your vision is the anchor that will keep you grounded, even when life gets challenging. Once you've defined your vision, the next step is to break it down into smaller, actionable steps. This is where many people go wrong. They set big, lofty goals but fail to create a plan that can bring those goals into reality. If you want to run a marathon, for example, you don't just wake up one day and run 26 miles. You start by running a small distance and gradually build up. The same applies to your larger vision. Break it down into smaller goals and focus on achieving them one by one. Each step you take will bring you closer to your goal and reinforce your sense of purpose. With every small win, your confidence grows and you gain momentum. That's why clarity is so important. When you're clear on what you want, you know what needs to be done next, and you can focus your energy on what truly matters. Buddhism also teaches the importance of detachment. This doesn't mean you should give up your goals or stop caring about them. Instead, it means you should be willing to let go of any attachment to the outcome. Often, we get frustrated when things don't go as planned. We set a goal and expect everything to unfold perfectly. But life is unpredictable and obstacles will arise. When we cling too tightly to a specific outcome, we become frustrated and discouraged. Detachment in the context of your goals means trusting the process. It means doing the work, taking the steps, and allowing things to unfold naturally. It also means being open to change and growth. Sometimes, what you thought you wanted may not be the best path for you, and that's okay. As long as you remain flexible and focused on your vision, you'll be able to adjust and adapt as needed. As you move forward, it's important to regularly revisit your vision. Life changes, and so do we. As you grow and evolve, your goals may evolve as well. Checking in with yourself periodically ensures that you remain on the right path and continue to make choices that align with your true desires. This reflection process can be done through journaling, meditation, or simply taking quiet time for introspection. Remember that clarity isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing practice. The more you practice mindfulness and self-awareness, the clearer your vision will become. This is a lifelong journey, not a destination. And the more you embrace it, the more you'll find yourself living with intention and purpose. So, what is your vision? What is the life you want to create for yourself? Spend some time today reflecting on your desires, your values, and your purpose. Let your heart guide you, and trust that the clarity you seek is already within you. It's time to define your path, step by step, with a vision that will lead you toward a life of fulfillment and meaning. Buddhist teachings on intentions and goals. To truly understand the power of setting goals, we must first look at the teachings of Buddhism, where the idea of intention plays a crucial role. In Buddhism, intention is seen as the seed from which all actions and outcomes arise. It's not just about setting a goal, but understanding the deeper reasons behind that goal. What motivates you, what drives you, and whether your goal aligns with your values and your heart. Buddhism tells us that the mind is like a garden. Just as a gardener carefully chooses what seeds to plant, we must choose our intentions with care. If you plant a seed of anger or greed, you will nurture those qualities in your life. But if you plant a seed of kindness, clarity, or wisdom, those are the qualities that will grow. Every goal we set, every aspiration we hold, must be guided by the right intentions. Think about it. When we set goals without considering our true intentions, we often end up chasing the wrong things. We might want a bigger house, more money, or a higher status. But why? Is it for the peace of mind that comes from true contentment, or is it simply to show off to others? Buddhism teaches that the mind must be free from craving and attachment in order to live a life of true happiness. Setting goals based on these attachments often leads to frustration and disappointment. One of the core teachings in Buddhism is the Four Noble Truths, which explain the nature of suffering and how to overcome it. The first truth tells us that life is full of suffering, dukkha. But the second truth reveals something important. The cause of suffering is desire or craving. This means that if we set goals driven by desires that are unattainable or based on false expectations, we will only bring more suffering into our lives. Instead of focusing on goals that are driven by cravings, Buddhism encourages us to develop right intention. This is one of the 8 aspects of the Noble Eightfold Path, a guide for living a balanced and enlightened life. Right intention means setting goals that are rooted in compassion, kindness, and wisdom. When we approach goal setting with the intention of benefiting not just ourselves but others as well, our journey becomes much more fulfilling. Now, you may wonder, how can I set goals with the right intention? The answer lies in understanding what you truly want in life. Do you want wealth? If so, why? Is it to secure your future or to feel secure in the present moment? Do you want success in your career? Is it because you love the work itself or because you want the praise of others? The key here is self-reflection. Ask yourself, what is the deeper purpose behind my goals? The Buddha spoke of a life of moderation, the middle path, which avoids extremes. In goal setting, this means that we should not be too attached to the outcomes of our efforts, but at the same time, we should be committed and focused. We shouldn't ignore our dreams or desires, but we must ensure that these desires don't overwhelm us or lead us astray. The middle path helps us to balance effort and surrender, ambition and contentment. When we align our goals with right intention, we begin to see the world differently. We shift from being driven by external validation to being driven by internal peace. We begin to care less about what others think and more about how our goals contribute to our well-being and the well-being of those around us. A practical way to cultivate the right intention is by practicing mindfulness, being fully present in the moment and aware of your thoughts and actions. When you set a goal, take a moment to meditate on it. Close your eyes and ask yourself, is this goal aligned with my highest values? Is it helping me grow as a person? Does it serve others as well as myself? This practice will help clear the mind of distractions and guide you toward goals that bring you true happiness. Buddhism also teaches that we should not be attached to the results of our actions. Often, we become fixated on the outcome, whether we will succeed or fail. However, the Buddha emphasized that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. When we set a goal, we must let go of the need to control every aspect of the process. We must trust that the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, will guide us where we need to go. In practical terms, this means taking small, mindful steps toward your goal without obsessing over the end result. Whether you want to improve your health, find a fulfilling career, or deepen your relationships, the process itself becomes a valuable teacher. Each step along the way, no matter how small, is a part of the journey toward wisdom and peace. Buddhist teachings also emphasize the importance of non-attachment. This doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or being passive. It means not holding on to them with clenched fists. When we are too attached to our goals, we create suffering for ourselves. If we don't reach the goal, we feel frustration, disappointment, or even despair. But if we approach our goals with a spirit of non-attachment, we are free to pursue them with joy, curiosity, and an open heart, knowing that whatever happens is part of our path. Let's take an example. Imagine you want to start your own business. If you're only focused on the money, the status, or the external recognition, you may find yourself constantly stressed and unhappy, even if you succeed. But if you set your goal with the intention of offering something meaningful to others, something that brings value, helps people, or serves a greater purpose, the process becomes much more fulfilling. You're no longer chasing an outcome. You're creating a journey that has its own rewards. Another key Buddhist teaching related to goals is the idea of impermanence, the understanding that everything changes. Nothing in life is permanent, not your possessions, not your achievements, and not even your struggles. This can be both humbling and freeing. If we set our goals knowing that everything is in constant flux, We become less attached to the idea of perfection or success and more focused on the experience itself. Finally, Buddhism teaches the importance of compassion, both toward yourself and others. When you pursue your goals, remember to be kind to yourself. If you fail, don't beat yourself up. Instead, reflect on the lessons learned and be gentle with your growth. Compassion toward others also plays a role. As you achieve your goals, ask yourself how they contribute to the well-being of those around you. Goals that are rooted in compassion are the most powerful because they not only transform your life, but they also create a ripple effect of positive change in the world. In conclusion, Buddhist teachings show us that setting goals isn't just about personal achievement or material gain. It's about aligning your intentions with your highest values, being mindful of the process, and approaching your goals with an open heart and non-attachment. When you set goals with right intention, you transform not just your life, but the world around you. Through mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom, you can achieve anything without losing yourself in the process, transforming desires into enlightened aspirations. In life, we are constantly driven by desires. These desires come in many forms. Some are big, like achieving career success, while others may seem small, like wanting a peaceful and happy day. However, in Buddhist teachings, desires are often seen as the root of suffering. But wait, this doesn't mean that all desires are bad. It's not about removing desires entirely, but about transforming them into something more meaningful, into enlightened aspirations that lead to growth and wisdom. Desires are natural. They arise from our mind, and they guide our actions. But often, we confuse desires with attachments. We crave things that we believe will bring us happiness, money, success, recognition, even approval from others. But the truth is, when we get too attached to these desires, they end up controlling us instead of us controlling them. This attachment to fleeting things leads to dissatisfaction because nothing in this world lasts forever. So, how do we transform our desires into something more meaningful? How do we turn these temporary wishes into aspirations that lead us toward enlightenment? The key is to change the way we see and understand our desires. First, we need to understand that not all desires are created equal. Some desires arise from ignorance or fear, while others stem from wisdom and compassion. For instance, if your desire is to have a bigger house because you believe it will bring you happiness, that's a desire born from attachment to external validation and comfort. On the other hand, if your desire is to learn and grow in your work so that you can serve others better, that desire comes from a deeper, more purposeful place. Buddhism teaches us the concept of right intention, which is part of the Eightfold Path. Right intention involves transforming our desires and thoughts in a way that aligns with wisdom and compassion. It means shifting from desires that come from selfishness or ego to aspirations that seek the well-being of all beings, not just our own. It's about asking yourself, what is the deeper purpose behind my desire? When we shift our focus from ego-driven desires to those that align with higher values, something powerful happens. Our goals no longer feel empty. They no longer seem like things we need to acquire in order to feel validated or complete. Instead, they become meaningful steps on a path of growth and self-realization. Take the example of a simple desire, to become a better communicator. If this desire comes from wanting to impress others, it may not lead to true happiness. But if the intention behind the desire is to truly connect with others, understand them better, and create harmony, that becomes an enlightened aspiration. The difference lies in your mindset. It's not about the end result. It's about the journey and the intention behind your actions. This shift is crucial because it frees us from the endless cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. When your desires are aligned with wisdom, they don't cause suffering. They become a source of joy, peace, and progress. And this is the essence of Buddhism's teachings: to lead a life that is not driven by attachment to transient things, but by aspirations that contribute to your personal growth and the well-being of those around you. In practical terms, transforming your desires starts with self-awareness. The first step is to observe your desires without judgment. Look at them honestly. Are they driven by fear, ego, or a desire for recognition? Or are they fueled by a genuine wish to help others, to grow, and to create a positive impact? This practice of observation is rooted in mindfulness. It allows us to step back and question, Why do I want this? What is the deeper motivation behind this desire? Next, learn to detach from the outcome. In Buddhist philosophy, attachment is seen as a source of suffering because we tie our happiness to something external. If we base our happiness solely on achieving a goal, we are setting ourselves up for disappointment. Instead, focus on the process of working toward your goal with mindfulness and compassion, rather than obsessing over the end result. In this way, the goal itself becomes less important than the person you become in the process of achieving it. It's also important to practice patience. The Buddhist concept of impermanence teaches us that everything is temporary, including our desires. This doesn't mean we should abandon our goals, but rather, we should approach them with the understanding that things will change, and so will we. This gives us the flexibility to adapt and grow as we move toward our aspirations, instead of being rigidly attached to a fixed idea of what success looks like. As you begin to transform your desires into enlightened aspirations, you'll find that the journey becomes less about what you gain and more about how you evolve. You start to see that your desires are not obstacles to your happiness, but opportunities for growth. Every step you take toward fulfilling a meaningful goal is a step toward greater wisdom and compassion. So, how do you apply this in your daily life? Start small. Look at your current desires, whether they are for material things, recognition, or something else. Ask yourself, why do I want this? What is the deeper purpose behind this desire? Then, shift your focus to a more meaningful, compassionate aspiration. For example, instead of wishing for more money, aspire to use the resources you already have to help others. Instead of desiring recognition, aim to improve your skills so that you can contribute more to the world. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate desires altogether. We all have desires, and they are a part of being human. The goal is to change how we approach them, to transform them into aspirations that align with our highest self, our deepest values, and our genuine desire to create a better world. This transformation is a lifelong process. It's not something that happens overnight, but with patience, self-awareness, and the guidance of wisdom, you can begin to turn your desires into enlightened aspirations that lead to true happiness and fulfillment. Overcoming obstacles with resilience and mindfulness. Life is not always a straight path. Sometimes it feels like you're walking through thick mud, or you're stuck in a maze with no way out. It's natural to face obstacles on your journey, especially when you're pursuing meaningful goals. But how do you deal with these challenges? How do you keep going when it feels like everything is against you? In this part, we'll explore how to overcome obstacles with resilience and mindfulness. These two qualities, resilience and mindfulness, are like the sunlight and water that nourish the seeds of your dreams. Without them, your goals may struggle to grow. The reality of obstacles. Let's start by acknowledging the truth. Obstacles are a part of life. Whether it's personal struggles, external pressures, or unforeseen setbacks, they're inevitable. No one is exempt from facing difficulties. Even the greatest monks and spiritual teachers have faced hardships. What sets them apart is how they respond to these obstacles. Imagine a bamboo plant. It faces strong winds and harsh weather conditions, but it bends and adapts without breaking. This flexibility is what makes it strong. Similarly, you must learn to bend with life's challenges. Instead of resisting the storms, learn to flow with them, adjust, and grow stronger with each passing difficulty. The role of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after facing difficulties. It's not about avoiding failure, but about rising after you fall. Think of resilience as your inner strength, like a river that keeps flowing no matter how many rocks are in its path. Every time you face an obstacle, your resilience allows you to keep moving forward. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is the understanding that suffering, dukkha, is part of life. But this suffering doesn't need to define us. It's how we respond to suffering that determines the quality of our life. Resilience is born from this understanding. When you accept that challenges will come and you learn to approach them with a calm mind, you build the resilience needed to continue on your path. When faced with difficulties, ask yourself, how can I learn from this? Instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, try to view them as opportunities to grow. Every setback carries with it a lesson, a moment to refine your character and deepen your understanding. This perspective shift is crucial in cultivating resilience. The power of mindfulness. Mindfulness, on the other hand, is the practice of staying present and aware in the moment. When life throws challenges your way, it's easy to become overwhelmed by fear, frustration, or anxiety about the future. This is where mindfulness steps in. Mindfulness helps you create space between your thoughts and your reactions. It allows you to observe your emotions without being consumed by them. For example, if you face a setback, instead of reacting impulsively, mindfulness encourages you to pause, breathe, and observe how you feel. Are you angry? Frustrated? Anxious? Simply acknowledging these emotions without judgment creates room for a more thoughtful response. In Buddhism, mindfulness is key to cultivating wisdom. When you're mindful, you can clearly see the nature of your challenges and approach them with clarity. You're no longer reacting out of habit or emotion, but responding with wisdom. This makes it easier to navigate obstacles with a clear mind, reducing stress and allowing you to find practical solutions. Combining resilience and mindfulness. When resilience and mindfulness come together, you have a powerful combination for overcoming obstacles. Imagine you're walking on a path, and suddenly you encounter a large boulder. If you approach this obstacle with resilience, you will keep going, trying different methods to move the boulder or find a way around it. If you approach it with mindfulness, you'll remain calm and focused, making sure that your efforts are purposeful and not driven by frustration or hasty decisions. This combination helps you keep moving forward, even when it feels like you're stuck. Resilience ensures that you don't give up, while mindfulness ensures that you remain thoughtful in your actions. When both qualities are cultivated, you not only face obstacles with strength, but also with a sense of peace and clarity. The Buddhist teachings on handling difficulties. The Buddha taught that life is full of suffering, but it is not suffering itself that causes problems. It's our attachment to the idea of a life without suffering. When we expect life to be smooth and free of obstacles, we become frustrated when things don't go as planned. However, if we can accept that challenges are an inherent part of life, we can approach them with a more peaceful mind. The Buddha also taught the importance of equanimity, maintaining mental calmness and balance in the face of challenges. This doesn't mean that you won't feel upset or frustrated when things go wrong. Rather, it means you don't let those feelings control you. You allow yourself to feel, but you don't let your emotions dictate your actions. By practicing mindfulness and resilience, you can achieve a state of equanimity where you are able to face any difficulty with a steady mind. This state of balance is essential in navigating life's obstacles without losing your sense of purpose or inner peace. Real-life examples of resilience and mindfulness. Let's consider a real-life example. Take a person who has set a goal to improve their health. They start eating better, exercising, and feeling great. But suddenly, they fall ill or face a family emergency that throws them off track. It would be easy for them to give up, saying, "It's not meant to be, or I'll never reach my goal." But if they approach the situation with resilience, they'll pick themselves up, adjust their plans, and keep moving forward. If they practice mindfulness, they'll be able to accept their feelings of frustration without becoming overwhelmed by them, and they'll be able to make choices from a calm, clear mind. This is how mindfulness and resilience work together in the real world. They don't just help you survive difficulties, they help you thrive despite them. When you combine a deep understanding of impermanence, that everything changes, with the strength to keep moving forward, you can turn any obstacle into an opportunity for growth. Developing resilience and mindfulness in daily life. So, how can you start developing these qualities in your own life? The first step is to recognize that challenges are inevitable. Instead of resisting them, embrace them as part of your journey. Cultivate resilience by reminding yourself that setbacks are temporary, and with each challenge, you become stronger. Start small. In moments of stress or frustration, practice mindfulness by pausing and taking a few deep breaths. Notice how your body feels, observe your thoughts, and allow yourself to experience the present moment without judgment. As you do this more often, you'll build a habit of mindfulness that will help you stay calm and focused when bigger challenges arise. Next, develop resilience by setting realistic goals and breaking them down into manageable steps. Instead of aiming for a perfect result, focus on the process. Understand that mistakes and setbacks are part of the journey, not signs of failure. With each step you take, you're building your inner strength and resilience. Finally, Remember that mindfulness and resilience are practices. They take time and consistency. Just like any skill, they require patience and dedication. But with time, you will find that you are better equipped to face life's challenges with a clear mind and an unshakable spirit. Conclusion: obstacles are a part of life, but they do not define us. How we respond to them is what truly matters. By cultivating resilience and mindfulness, you can face any challenge with strength, peace, and clarity. These two qualities will not only help you achieve your goals, but will also transform the way you approach life itself. Remember, the path may be difficult, but with resilience and mindfulness, you can overcome anything. Keep walking forward, one step at a time. The middle path: balancing goals and contentment. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get lost in the pursuit of success. We're constantly told that we must strive harder, achieve more, and reach higher than before. But amidst all this striving, do we ever stop to ask ourselves, is this the path to true happiness? Often, we feel an inner emptiness despite achieving all that we set out for. So, what's missing? This is where Buddhism offers us a profound lesson: the idea of the middle path. The middle path, as taught by the Buddha, is a way of living that avoids extremes. It's a balanced approach, where we neither indulge in excessive pleasures nor fall into self-denial. But how does this relate to goal setting and contentment? First, let's understand what the middle path truly is. The Buddha discovered that both overindulgence and severe asceticism led to suffering. In life, it's easy to get caught up in either the pursuit of material gains or the denial of them. One side might leave you feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, while the other can lead to dissatisfaction and feelings of deprivation. Neither path brings lasting happiness. The middle path teaches us to seek balance. When it comes to setting goals, many of us fall into the trap of chasing after the next big thing, the next promotion, the next achievement, the next milestone. We believe that once we reach these goals, we'll finally be content. But this is often a misguided notion. The true essence of contentment doesn't come from what we acquire or achieve. It comes from how we approach life and its challenges. The Buddhist teachings suggest that our desires, while natural, should not dominate our lives. Instead of always striving for more, we should focus on cultivating gratitude for what we already have. This doesn't mean we should stop setting goals or working towards improvement. It simply means that we should not tie our happiness to the outcomes of those goals. Goals should be viewed as tools for personal growth, not the ultimate source of our satisfaction. Let's break this down with an example from everyday life. Imagine you're running a race. The finish line is your goal. But the entire time, instead of enjoying the process of running, feeling your legs move, the wind on your face, your body in motion, all you do is focus on the finish line. What happens? You miss the journey. You miss the experience. You might cross the line first, but you'll have nothing but exhaustion to show for it. In the same way, when we focus solely on the end result of our goals, we lose sight of the present moment. The middle path invites us to be present in the journey, to find peace and joy in the effort itself. You may set your sights on something you want to achieve, but remember to enjoy the steps you take towards that goal. Life isn't just about reaching the destination, it's about living fully along the way. In Buddhism, contentment isn't about having everything we want. It's about finding peace with what we have and not being swayed by the constant push for more. True contentment arises when we learn to appreciate the present moment and when we stop seeing life as something we must conquer. Instead, we begin to see it as something to experience, with all its ups and downs, victories and failures. So, how can you incorporate the middle path into your goal-setting process? Avoid the extremes of indulgence and deprivation. It's important to strike a balance between ambition and contentment. Don't push yourself to the point of burnout, but don't fall into complacency either. Work towards your goals with patience and understanding, not with impatience or obsession. Cultivate gratitude along the way. Take time every day to appreciate the small victories, the lessons, and the moments of joy. Whether it's a personal milestone or simply the opportunity to grow, gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance. When you can be thankful for what you already have, you'll find that you're less likely to chase goals for the wrong reasons. Stay grounded in the present moment. When you're working towards your goals, don't get too caught up in the future. Instead, focus on doing your best in each moment. Each step is part of the journey, and every effort counts. By staying grounded in the present, you reduce anxiety about the future and make the process itself more fulfilling. Recognize that contentment comes from within. External achievements might bring temporary happiness, but true fulfillment comes from within. Contentment isn't something that can be bought or achieved. It's a state of mind that comes from self-awareness, peace, and acceptance. Be mindful of your intentions. In Buddhist practice, the intention behind an action is just as important as the action itself. When setting goals, ask yourself, why do I want this? If the intention behind your goal is rooted in fear, insecurity, or a desire for approval, you may find that no matter how much you achieve, it won't bring lasting happiness. Instead, focus on goals that align with your true values and well-being. The middle path teaches us that life is not about extremes. It's about finding balance between our ambitions and our peace. Yes, you can have big dreams, but those dreams should not come at the cost of your happiness in the present moment. The path to fulfillment lies in aligning your goals with your values, practicing patience, and being content with who you are right now. The journey toward your goals will not always be easy, but when you embrace the middle path, you will find that you can move forward with a sense of calm and purpose. You will find peace in your pursuit and contentment in every step you take, knowing that the real success lies not in the destination, but in the balance you cultivate along the way. The role of meditation in goal achievement. To understand how meditation plays a crucial role in achieving our goals, let's first take a moment to explore what meditation truly is. Many of us associate meditation with sitting in silence or focusing on our breath, but it's much deeper than that. Meditation is the practice of training our mind. Just like we train our body to be strong and healthy, we need to train our mind to stay focused, calm, and clear. Imagine your mind as a wild monkey, jumping from one thought to another, creating chaos and confusion. Every time you try to focus on a goal, distractions arise. Your thoughts wander. But through meditation, you begin to tame that monkey. You teach your mind to sit still, focus, and remain calm amidst the storm of everyday life. This process, though simple, is incredibly powerful in achieving any goal. Let's go deeper into how meditation connects with your goals. The very first benefit meditation brings is clarity. When you meditate, you create space in your mind. Think about it like cleaning a cluttered room. Once the room is cleaned, you can see things more clearly. Similarly, your mind becomes free of distractions and unnecessary noise. You can clearly define your intentions and your goals. In Buddhism, meditation is often referred to as the practice of cultivating right mindfulness. Mindfulness means being fully present in the moment, without judgment or attachment. When you meditate, you begin to develop a sharp awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. This awareness allows you to notice when you are veering off track from your goals, when you're getting distracted, or when negative thoughts arise. The second benefit of meditation is mental discipline. Discipline is the backbone of any goal. Without discipline, no matter how good your intentions are, you won't be able to stay committed. Meditation strengthens your willpower. As you practice, you start developing a steady, disciplined mind. You learn to sit with your thoughts, no matter how difficult, and focus your attention on what truly matters. This discipline translates into your goal-setting process, where you stay committed to your dreams even when the journey gets tough. Another key aspect of meditation is emotional balance. Achieving goals is not always a smooth path. There will be times when you feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or doubtful. Meditation helps you manage these emotions. Through mindfulness, you can observe your feelings without being swept away by them. You learn to acknowledge negative emotions without letting them control your actions. Instead of reacting impulsively or giving up, you create space to respond thoughtfully and with intention. One of the central teachings in Buddhism is the concept of impermanence, the idea that everything is in constant change. This principle applies to our goals as well. There will be moments when things don't go according to plan, when obstacles arise, or when progress seems slow. Through meditation, you learn to accept these changes without frustration. You come to understand that challenges are part of the journey and that they don't define your success. Meditation allows you to face setbacks with a calm mind, knowing that every moment is a chance to start fresh. Meditation also helps cultivate compassion, which is essential in both your personal life and in achieving your goals. When you meditate, you connect with your inner self and open your heart to your own struggles. You become kinder to yourself when you falter, more patient when progress is slow. This compassion is not only important for your mental well-being, but also for your ability to relate to others. In the pursuit of your goals, it's vital to remain compassionate towards the people around you, whether it's colleagues, friends, or family. A compassionate approach to relationships can provide support, encouragement, and mutual understanding, making your journey towards your goals much smoother. Meditation also fosters self-awareness, an understanding of who you truly are. When you take the time to meditate regularly, you become more in tune with your strengths and weaknesses. This self-awareness enables you to set more realistic and meaningful goals. Instead of pursuing goals based on external expectations or comparisons with others, you are guided by your own values and desires. You'll know what truly resonates with you and what aligns with your life's purpose. Now, let's talk about how meditation enhances your focus and concentration. In today's world, distractions are everywhere: social media, work demands, personal issues, and more. The ability to focus on a single task is becoming increasingly rare. Meditation trains your mind to focus on one thing at a time, without being easily pulled away by external stimuli. When you apply this skill to your goals, you develop an unwavering attention to detail and a strong commitment to achieving what you set out to do. Through consistent practice, meditation also promotes a deeper level of inner peace. This peace is not something that comes from external achievements or possessions. It is a state of being that is cultivated from within. When you are at peace with yourself, you can approach your goals from a place of calm, without desperation or anxiety. You don't rush or force things. You trust the process and remain patient, knowing that progress takes time. Let's reflect on a common misconception. Can I achieve my goals without meditating? The answer is yes, but meditation accelerates the process. When you meditate, you become more aligned with your true self. Your energy is focused, your emotions are balanced, and your mind is sharp. You attract the right opportunities and people into your life. It's not about working harder. It's about working smarter with a focused and peaceful mind. One final thought on how meditation helps with goal achievement. It strengthens your connection to the present moment. We often find ourselves either dwelling on the past or anxiously anticipating the future. But true progress happens right here, right now. Meditation teaches you to be fully engaged in the present moment, allowing you to make the most of every action you take toward your goals. By living in the present, you stay grounded and connected to what matters most. To sum up, meditation is not just a tool for relaxation. It is a powerful practice that aligns your mind, body, and spirit with your goals. It cultivates clarity, discipline, emotional balance, self-awareness, focus, and inner peace, all of which are essential for achieving success. If you want to achieve your goals, make meditation a daily practice. Start small, even just a few minutes a day, and watch how your clarity, focus, and determination grow. Through meditation, you'll not only be closer to your goals, but also to a deeper understanding of yourself and your purpose in this world. The journey of goal achievement is not just about the destination. It's about the transformation that happens within you along the way. Karma and its influence on your goals. Imagine walking down a path, each step you take leading you towards something. With each step, you choose a direction, and every direction you choose has consequences. This is what karma is, the law of cause and effect. It's like planting seeds in a garden, and those seeds will eventually grow into something based on the care and attention you give them. But unlike a physical garden, the seeds we plant in our lives are the actions we take, and the growth we see from them is the results that come our way. In the world of goals, karma works in a very similar way. The actions you take today, the decisions you make, the energy you put into your dreams, they all create a ripple effect. This ripple will eventually return to you in the form of outcomes. If you plant seeds of hard work, dedication, and compassion, your path will grow toward positive results. If you plant seeds of negativity or laziness, your journey might lead to frustration and disappointment. But there's a key to understanding karma in relation to your goals. Karma isn't just about what happens to you. It's about the energy you put out into the world and the intentions behind your actions. If your intentions are pure and your actions align with your higher purpose, the energy you send out will be powerful and beneficial. On the other hand, if your intentions are driven by selfish desires or greed, the energy you send out will create obstacles and setbacks in your path. Think of karma like the wind. If you blow gently, you create a calm breeze. If you blow harshly, you create a storm. In the same way, the actions you take with calmness and clarity will move you toward your goals with ease, while actions driven by impatience, anger, or fear will make your journey much harder. One of the core principles of Buddhism is understanding the nature of karma and how it affects our lives. We are all interconnected, and every action we take has an effect not only on ourselves but also on others. If your goal is to create something meaningful, something that brings you joy and fulfillment, it's important to focus on the good energy that surrounds that goal. This means having a heart of kindness, compassion, and respect for everyone involved in your journey, whether it's your family, your colleagues, or even strangers you meet along the way. For example, think about a person who wants to succeed in business. If their goal is simply to make money at the expense of others, they might succeed temporarily, but the negative karma from their actions will eventually create obstacles. However, if that same person sets the intention to create a business that helps people, solves problems, and is built on trust and integrity, their success will be more fulfilling and long-lasting. The energy they put out into the world will attract like-minded people and opportunities that will help them achieve their goals. But sometimes, you might not see the results of your actions right away. Karma doesn't always work on a clear timeline. Just because you've planted seeds of good intentions today doesn't mean they'll bear fruit tomorrow. You might face setbacks, delays, and even failures along the way. However, that doesn't mean you should give up. It means you're in the process of learning, growing, and transforming. Each obstacle is a lesson that will prepare you for greater success. Remember, even the tallest tree began as a tiny seed, and its growth depended on time, care, and patience. This is why it's so important to stay focused on your goals, even when things don't seem to be going your way. The energy you put out will eventually come back to you. In fact, some of the greatest spiritual masters in history have faced immense challenges, yet they remained grounded in their purpose, trusting that their positive actions and intentions would ultimately lead them to success. The key is perseverance and trust in the process. Let's consider the example of a person who wants to make a positive impact on the world. Their goal might be to start a charity or an initiative that helps the less fortunate. If they approach this goal with genuine compassion and selflessness, their actions will be guided by good karma. Over time, this good karma will help them overcome any obstacles, attract the right support, and lead them to greater success. But if they approach the goal with selfish motives, the energy they put out might attract obstacles that make the journey much harder. So, when you set a goal, make sure your intentions are clear, pure, and aligned with the greater good. If your actions are driven by kindness, compassion, and a desire to help others, you will find that the universe supports you in ways you can't even imagine. This doesn't mean that things will always be easy, but it means that even the struggles you face will carry purpose and meaning, leading you closer to your goal. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate mindfulness in all our actions. Mindfulness is not just about being present in the moment, but also about being aware of the energy we put out into the world. It's about being conscious of how our actions affect others and how they will eventually return to us. When we act with mindfulness, we create positive karma that propels us toward our goals. One important aspect of karma is understanding that it's not just about your own personal gain. When you set goals, always ask yourself, how will this goal benefit others? If the answer is purely about personal gain, then your goal might not have the right energy to bring long-lasting fulfillment. Goals that are rooted in selfless service and a genuine desire to help others tend to carry more positive karma and will guide you more smoothly toward success. Karma isn't something to fear or avoid. It's simply a law of the universe, like gravity. When you understand it, you can use it to your advantage. By aligning your goals with positive intentions, you are working in harmony with the natural flow of energy. And as you progress toward your dreams, you'll find that obstacles become easier to overcome, and your path becomes clearer. So, as you move forward with your goals, remember, the energy you put out will return to you. Stay true to your intentions, and trust that the universe will support you on your journey. Celebrating small victories on the path, In our journey toward achieving any goal, it's easy to get lost in the big picture, the final destination, the big success, the grand triumph. We envision that moment when everything will fall into place, and we think, once I achieve this, everything will be perfect. But here's a truth we often overlook. It's the small victories along the way that matter most. Without them, the larger achievements would be impossible to reach. In the Buddhist tradition, there is a saying, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." This idea is profound because it reminds us that every great accomplishment starts with small, seemingly insignificant actions. Each little step counts. It's not just about reaching the end, but understanding that every moment of progress is valuable. When you acknowledge and celebrate these small wins, you unlock the power to keep going. Imagine, for a moment, that you're walking through a dense forest. At first, the path may seem unclear, and you may feel lost in the trees, unsure if you're heading in the right direction. But then, you notice the small signs of progress, a clearer path, a few more steps towards your destination, the sun breaking through the canopy above. Every time you recognize these tiny steps, your confidence grows, and your motivation gets a boost. This is what happens when you celebrate your small victories. Your path becomes clearer, and you begin to feel more connected to the journey itself. But why is this so important? Why should we celebrate even the smallest progress? The reason is simple. It fuels your inner fire. Each time you recognize a small success, you reinforce your belief in your ability to move forward. The process of reaching a goal can sometimes be slow, and without acknowledging these little victories, it's easy to lose momentum. This is where most people falter. They focus so much on the end result that they forget to honor the progress they've already made. For example, let's say your goal is to improve your health. You've decided to exercise regularly and eat more nutritious foods. After a week, you may not see dramatic results, but you've consistently made time for your health each day. That in itself is a victory. Instead of focusing on the scale or the perfect body, take a moment to celebrate that you've kept the commitment to yourself. You've built a habit that will lead to transformation over time. Buddhism teaches us the importance of mindfulness, being aware and present in each moment. This practice isn't just about meditating for hours. It's about applying mindfulness to every part of your life, including your goals. When you celebrate your small victories, you're practicing mindfulness. You're acknowledging that each step you take, no matter how small, is part of the larger journey. When you're mindful of your progress, you also become more connected to your goal. You're not just rushing through life, hoping for the end result. You're enjoying the process, learning from each experience, and growing with each action. This connection to the process itself is often more rewarding than the final outcome. In Buddhism, the middle path teaches us balance, not just striving for success, but also appreciating where we are along the way. Celebrating your small victories is an act of balance. It's recognizing that life is not a race but a series of steps, each valuable in its own right. Let's take a moment to reflect on another example. Suppose you're working toward a career promotion. You may not immediately see the fruits of your labor, but think about all the small victories along the way. The successful completion of a project, the praise from a colleague, the new skills you're learning. These are all successes that build your confidence and bring you closer to your goal. When you stop to celebrate these moments, you're reinforcing your commitment to your path, and it reminds you that you're progressing even if it doesn't always feel like it. Celebrating small victories also teaches us gratitude. When we appreciate the small wins, we train our minds to focus on the positive aspects of our lives, rather than getting bogged down by what we don't have or what hasn't been achieved yet. This shift in mindset can completely change the way we view our goals. Instead of feeling frustrated by how far we have to go, we can feel empowered by how far we've already come. Gratitude leads to contentment, which is one of the key teachings in Buddhism. By celebrating small victories, you cultivate a sense of contentment that fuels your desire to continue progressing without burning out. In fact, one of the greatest obstacles to success is the mindset of, "I'll be happy when." Many people think they can't be happy or proud of themselves until they reach the ultimate goal. But this mentality only creates stress, disappointment, and frustration. Celebrating small victories helps us break free from this mindset. You can be proud of yourself every step of the way, not just at the finish line. Every moment is an opportunity to feel proud, to acknowledge your efforts, and to appreciate your journey. To truly embrace the path, you must learn to celebrate the small things. Take a moment each day to reflect on the progress you've made, no matter how small it seems. Write it down, share it with someone, or simply acknowledge it within yourself. The act of recognition can be as powerful as the achievement itself. By doing this consistently, you'll build a mindset of success, one small victory at a time. Think of the path toward your goal as a beautiful mosaic. Each small piece, no matter how insignificant it seems on its own, adds to the bigger picture. If you wait for the whole picture to be completed before you celebrate, you might miss out on the beauty that exists in the small pieces. The small victories are the pieces that make up the whole. They are the threads that weave your journey together, making it meaningful and worthwhile. So, how can you start celebrating your small victories today? First, recognize them. Don't wait for someone else to point them out. Take time to look at your progress, no matter how small it seems. Acknowledge that you are moving forward. Next, take pride in it. Don't belittle your progress, even if it feels like a small step. Remember, even the smallest step is a step in the right direction. Finally, share your victories. Tell someone about the progress you've made, or share it with yourself in a journal. Sharing your wins amplifies their power. As you continue on your journey, remember that the end result is not what will define your success. It's the consistent effort and the small victories that will shape who you become along the way. By celebrating these moments, you build a foundation of confidence, resilience, and joy that will carry you through any challenge. And so, as you move forward on your path, keep this in mind. The journey is just as important as the destination. The small victories along the way are what make the destination meaningful. Celebrate them, embrace them, and let them guide you to the life you are creating, one step at a time. Commit to your goals with wisdom woven. Now that we've walked this path together, step by step, from understanding our intentions to overcoming obstacles, it's time to reflect on everything we've learned. Remember, the journey toward any meaningful goal is not just about achieving the destination. It's about the transformation that happens along the way. You've heard me speak of goals, mindfulness, discipline, and the middle path, but there's one crucial element that ties everything together: commitment. Commitment is the essence of bringing your vision to life. It's not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice, like the repetition of breathing or the steady rhythm of walking. Every day, we are presented with new choices, distractions, and challenges. But when we make a commitment to our goals, we are saying, no matter what, I will stay true to this path. I want you to think for a moment. What would happen if you stopped starting and stopping your journey? What if, instead of getting frustrated and giving up when things don't go perfectly, you simply continued moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time? In Buddhism, we often hear the saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's a reminder that you don't need to see the whole path at once. You only need to take that first step, and then the next, and then the next. The rest will unfold in time. You might be wondering, but Zen Master, what if I fail? What if things don't work out the way I plan? It's a valid concern, one that many of us carry with us. But here's the truth: failure is part of the process. In fact, it's essential for growth. Every time you stumble, you learn. Every time you face a setback, you get stronger. The Buddha himself taught that suffering and challenges are part of life, but it's our response to them that defines us. If you learn to embrace challenges with a calm mind, you transform them into opportunities for growth. Commitment means staying with your goal, even in the face of difficulty. It's about showing up, again and again, no matter how many times you fall. And when you commit in this way, you start to develop a powerful inner strength, a strength that is rooted in the wisdom of knowing that success doesn't come from perfection, but from persistence. I'll tell you a secret that's often overlooked. Goals are not about external achievements alone. Yes, achieving your goals is fulfilling, but the real purpose is to cultivate qualities within yourself, like patience, compassion, and wisdom, that make you a better person. You see, it's not the goal itself that changes your life, but who you become on the way to reaching it. The process of pursuing a goal forces you to confront your fears, your weaknesses, and your doubts. But with each challenge you face, you grow more resilient, more aware, and more peaceful. This is why it's so important to choose your goals wisely. Your goals should align with your values, with your deeper purpose. When your goal resonates with your true self, the path becomes clearer. It doesn't mean the path will be easy, but it means that no matter what happens, you'll feel a sense of fulfillment simply from walking it. As we wrap up this journey together, I want to remind you of one thing. You are the master of your own life. While we might seek guidance from teachers, books, or wisdom passed down through generations, the most powerful source of guidance comes from within. Your heart knows what's right for you. Your mind has the ability to clear the distractions and stay focused on what matters. And your spirit is capable of overcoming any obstacle, no matter how big or small. But here's the thing. This power is not something you unlock in a single moment. It's something you nurture every day. It's the practice of mindfulness, the cultivation of good intentions, and the development of discipline. It's choosing to show up for yourself, even when the world seems to be pulling you in different directions. The commitment to your goal is a daily practice of alignment. You align your actions with your intentions, and your intentions with your higher purpose. And over time, you'll begin to see how your goals are not just about reaching a destination, but about transforming the person you are along the way. At this point, you might be asking, how do I start now? The answer is simple. Start small. Commit to one small step that aligns with your goal. It doesn't need to be huge or dramatic. It could be as simple as setting aside 5 minutes each day to meditate or to reflect on your intentions. It could be writing down one thing you're grateful for every morning or taking one small action toward your bigger goal every week. Consistency is what matters. Small, consistent steps are more powerful than big, sporadic bursts of effort. And when things get tough, as they inevitably will, remember this. You have everything within you to overcome whatever comes your way. Just like a river carving its way through the rock, your persistence will wear down the obstacles in your path. Don't give up just because things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like. The true magic of the journey happens when you stay committed, even in the face of difficulty. Now, I want to leave you with one final thought. Your goals are not just about you. The Buddha taught that our actions and intentions affect not only ourselves but also the world around us. When you commit to your goals, you're not only creating a better life for yourself, but you're also contributing to the greater good. Your success, your growth, your happiness, they ripple out and affect everyone you come into contact with. By achieving your goals, you inspire others to do the same. Your commitment becomes a beacon for those around you. So, as you move forward, remember this. Life is not a race. It's a journey, and the most important thing is to stay committed to your path, no matter how winding or uncertain it may seem. Trust in your ability to overcome challenges, trust in your purpose, and trust in the process. You are capable of achieving greatness. You are capable of becoming the person you've always dreamed of being. And the only thing standing between you and that future is your commitment. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, Wisdom Woven is always here to guide you, inspire you, and support you as you walk your path. Take this wisdom, carry it with you, and let it guide your actions. Commit to your goals with the unwavering resolve of a Zen master, and watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible. And before we end, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue bringing valuable content to you. Keep walking your path, and may wisdom and peace be with you, always.